Good morning, everybody. Stu Smith here, going live. Hope you guys are well today. Happy Monday. And today we're going to chat about goals and plans because have you noticed already? It's not even 2 weeks into the year, and the word resolution is already gone from our lexicon. There's a reason for that. They just don't last. And usually around this time of the year, they call it National Quitters Day. In fact, you can Google when National Quitters Day is, and it might even be today, or at least this week. So don't be a quitter. Let's have some goals. Let's have some plans. I just wrote a little article that's going up on military.com this morning before I got into here. And basically, here's how it starts off. Okay, the number one goal you should have is showing up at a set time and place to train every day. And train can be a wide variety of options. It doesn't have to be, a hardcore workout in the gym with weights and cardio and ruck and swimming. It can be, doesn't have to be. I mean, if you're just getting started and you're having problems with building that habit of fitness, it can be a simple walk and some stretching, right? So having that time and just showing up is 80% of what you need to do. So, in fact, just getting to the door, the battle is 80% done. But what you do inside that door, whether it's a gym or your home gym or it's just a park where you're going to do some calisthenics, what you do there is going to be better um, better use of your time if you have a plan, right? And that plan can be simple. It can be a simple split routine where today I'm doing legs, tomorrow I'm doing upper body, right? Today I'm doing cardio, today I'm doing mobility day, right? Whatever that is, have a plan going in and stick to that plan. That is how you get it done efficiently. Otherwise, you're just kind of wandering around thinking, what can I do? I don't know, right? Seen that a lot. People just looking at their phone, wondering what exercise they should do. Have that already set in stone before you go in. Setting daily workout goals is a game changer as well. They don't have to be hardcore. It can be I'm going to walk for a solid 20 minutes without stopping. I'm going to swim without stopping for 30 minutes. That's a hard challenge for some people because if you're not very good at swimming, just getting a lap in is tough. So set those goals. Have a goal to hit, and those little micro wins are huge for just moving on the next day and building momentum for the next thing. Next thing you know, you've established a habit and you're ready to crush it. And the word resolution hasn't even been uttered in this. You don't need January 1st to start a workout plan. You need a day one, and that day one can be any day. Where you don't want it to be is one day. One day I'm going to do this. That's bull. Make it today. So split routines are a great plan to have. There's a variety of split routines. You can Google that and say, it's like a push pull leg split routine. You do push upper body, pull lower body, leg day. Throw a mobility day in there and try it again. Push, upper body, lower body for the rest of the week. Or, full body cardio splits. You do a full body workout, and that's what I like to do with beginners often, just because it uh, it helps. Yeah, you're working every muscle in your body, top, bottom, middle, but it doesn't focus just on one muscle group that can get really sore. So, kind of diversifies the efforts, especially if you're trying to get in. Then the next day, you kind of recover from that and you just do a cardio day or a mobility day if you're a little bit tight. So, find a split routine that works for you and your goals, right? If you're powerlifting, you know, upper body, lower body. If you're bodybuilding, push pull leg, shoulders, that works as well. So there's so many different options. Ask somebody, ask them, you know, what they do. Send me an email. Um, some goals that you have in there, too. When you have goals, how are you going to improve your calisthenics reps? Are you going to increase the weight? Are you going to increase the sets? These are little goals that you can have, breaking up the monotony with trying a new piece of equipment in the gym that you've never done before. Maybe a new exercise that you've never done before. Try to add a new exercise each week to your training. Whether that's a TRX that you've never used before or a calisthenic that you want to get better at doing. So anyway, whether it's hitting a certain number of reps or increasing weights or trying a new machine, defining these goals and plans can make your workout a lot more focused. Um, another way is write them down. So you have a list of things that you're doing. You can just go through that to-do list each way versus once again, just kind of blindly bouncing around from machine to machine or whatever. But yeah, I find those little daily goals keep you motivated. Sometimes my daily goal is, all right, I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier and get a little extra cardio done, and then join my normal workout. So we already got some questions popping up. You guys can go check out this full article. A lot of different ideas for options to add into your plans and into creating goals. It's going to be up on the military.com fitness section. You guys can find that. You just Google it. If you just Google military.com Stu Smith, I've literally have written over 1,000 articles over there in the last 20 years. Let's see. A couple questions have already popped up. Thoughts on neck workouts? I recently started doing that. I think they're great. You need to do them, especially if you're doing load bearing with your head, like many bud students will do in the first month of training, carrying boats. That sucks. Just sucks. You need a strong neck. Whether you were a wrestler and you grew up doing bridges, that's probably pretty good. But yeah, you definitely need to do some neck. Now, I'm not a big fan of adding a lot of weight to it. Maybe some band work with the neck is fine. We typically just use the head as the weight because what's your melon weigh? I don't know, 8-10 pounds, right? That's a good weight. If you lay on your back and just go up and down 50 times and left and right 50 times, yes and no, or I guess no 50 times. And then roll over on your belly, do the same thing. We call it 6-minute necks, where you do up and down for a minute, side to side for a minute, no for a minute, and then roll over on your belly, do up and down for a minute, side to side, no for a minute, or up and down, side to side, and no for a minute. So it comes out to 6 minutes. You can do that multiple times during a workout. It's a great little recovery tool in between like heavy lifts. So we'll do like a heavy deadlift or squat and take about 5-6 minutes in between going heavy again, but we'll work our neck while we're doing it. It's just something that's kind of a needed, instead of just sitting there looking at your phone, we're actually doing something kind of an active rest, if that makes sense. To build leg running strength, do you still recommend doing hundreds and doing a squat pyramid or something? Oh, that's one way of many ways. I mean, we'll warm up with that. So we'll do not sprinting hundreds, but just jogging hundreds. So we'll warm up with a squat pyramid, one squat, jog 100, two squats, jog 100, three squats, and we do it on a basketball court or a football field, back and forth. Um, Go up to 10, I would call that a warm up. If you go up to 20 and get 200 squats in and almost a mile of jogging, starts to turn into a workout, for sure. But so many different ways to build running strength. We do a lot of farmer walks. We walk stairs with weights. We do fireman carries. We do lunges. Chest carry lunges are really good. Highly recommend those. I recommend those to help strengthen your legs for swimming with fins too. So there's countless ways to do it. We do RDLs with weight, kettlebells or barbell. Work those hamstrings a little bit too. That's just as important as your thighs, if not more, in your butt. Hey Stu, mid-30s, going Marine Infantry to Scout Sniper Platoon as a corpsman. Any fitness advice? Yeah, take a look into making sure they actually have Scout Sniper Platoons. Last I heard, they were getting rid of Scout Sniper Platoons. Now, corpsmen, they have like the Special Ops Independent Duty corpsman job in the Navy. Take a look at that. I think that's what you're looking for. SARC corpsman. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Just said I just remember Scout Sniper platoons going away. So somebody correct me or confirm that if you're here and you know that answer. C. Gregorio says just started BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and notice going to classes and set times made other workouts more organized and effective. You know what? I love that. I think that's a great thing to do. Not only is it tough, but it sets you up on a schedule. And you almost gotta prepare for it. You got to be fueled up and ready to go and mentally ready, warmed up. It's everything. So now I will recommend this. When you're 6 months out from shipping, I tend to pull people away from potentially dangerous activities or things that they can get injured in. Just small injuries. Could be big injuries too. I tell you what, you get a wrist lock or a elbow separated, during jujitsu 6 months prior to shipping out, for the military or spec ops job, you'll wish you hadn't, right? I've seen people do that, but it's everything. If you're a triathlete and you're doing road bike stuff, don't do it. If you're a contact sport guy, rugby, football, things like that, even basketball, ankle rolls in basketball, so common. Lay off 4 to 6 months prior to shipping, because the last thing you need is something that's going to prevent you from swimming or running or lifting for 2 to 3 months while you heal. God forbid you got to get a surgery. Now you're screwed. You're probably going to be delayed another 6 months, so maybe a year, depending on how bad it is. So, yeah. Any substitute for treading or drown-proof workout while preparing for buds? The pool I have access to is shallow all the way across. Yeah, that sucks. My advice is try diagonal treading, but there's no substitute for it. I mean, you might be able to do some bottom bouncing on your butt, with your, and just try to push off with your hands just to get used to the up and down of bottom bouncing. But there's really no substitute, in my opinion, for it. Now you can do treading in a diagonal position, hands up, egg beaters, leaning back, traveling, 25 yards at a time. It's up to you though. What program should you recommend to prep for basic school? I just graduated OCS recently and have about 6 months to prep before heading off. I do have an OCS TBS program that works pretty well for both. I think you'll find if you just finished OCS, that's probably the harder, physically demanding program, and the basic school is more rucking. You're rucking to and from, living in the woods. Like a lot of people just get out of shape at basic school more than they do at OCS. Just because you're living in the field, doing stuff, training, it's more tactically driven than physically driven. But, there's obstacle courses and there's PT tests and CFTs and tests that you need to stay on top of. So my advice would be stay on top of those these next 6 months. If you'd noticed any weaknesses, um, don't get out of running and rucking shape. That's probably going to be your main methods of transportation for the next 6 months of basic school. But yeah, that's what I would do. And if you have any serious weaknesses, you may want to focus on that. Maybe take 6 to 8 weeks and do a lift cycle if you need to get a little stronger after OCS, but continue running and rucking. If you feel like your calisthenics dropped, you need to focus more on calisthenics and cardio. So it's kind of up to you. If you send me an email, and I could probably guide you a little bit better, what you need personally versus me generically answering that right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about 6 months away. Always nervous about going to classes and getting small injuries before shipping. Probably should let up on that. Yeah, maybe play around with it for a month, but 4 to 5 months away definitely is. You do something that messes you up for a couple of months and you're screwed. Or delayed. Maybe not screwed, but maybe that's a little harsh. Stu, I recommend a massage gun. I'm a performance coach for a professional soccer team and have players. All I have massage guns. I'm coming off an injury, and the gun helped the quad a lot. Yeah, I like massage guns. In fact, you want to see my poor man massage gun? This is one of my favorite tools that if you don't feel like spending a couple $100 on a Theragun, the Ryobi car buffer, right? This thing costs about $40 at Home Depot. It spins, but if you put pressure on it, it just vibrates, right? And it vibrates. It's an oscillating car buffer. It is not a sander that just spins and grinds. It is an oscillating car buffer that just does this. And let me tell you, if I wish I'd have had one of these going through buds. This and a foam roller. Foam rollers didn't exist when I was going through. That would have probably saved me a lot of aches and pains for sure. But yeah, absolutely. I got a Theragun. I have those tools there. Absolutely life changing. And it's not just me who recommends it. Jeff turned me on to it, and then he said the same thing. He goes, I didn't make this up. One of my friends that is a trainer for the Philadelphia Phillies has a wall of these, and the pitchers are using them for their shoulders and elbows and lats and all that. And I was like, damn. I mean, if it's good enough for $1 million arms, it works. But you can't get a sander. You got to get a buffer. Orbital car buffer. Incredible. Incredible. Highly recommend it. All right, let's see what else we got. Any other questions over here? Okay, somebody says they still have Scout Sniper platoons. I'm an FMF corpsman now and going to 1-5. Okay, cool. Was there talk? Now, tell me if I'm crazy. Was there talk about Scout Sniper platoons going away? Platoons disbanded. Soon, Scout Snipers platoons will disband and transform into Scout platoons. Okay, maybe that's what I heard. This was December 2023. So, about a year ago, I knew I wasn't crazy. They've disbanded Scout Sniper platoons as part of the Force Design 2030 modernization plan, but they still have Scout platoons. Goodbye, Scout Snipers, for now. So, I'm not crazy. I knew I heard something. It's coming. Tore my quad to worst degree and no surgery needed. I'm telling the military, no way. I'm not sure what you mean by that. All right. Oh, you're not telling the military. Got it. Got it. Got it. Never mind. Sorry. How many sets of 6 minute necks? We usually do it once or twice in a workout. Sometimes we'll end it as a workout finisher, or we will do it 2 to 3 times in between heavy sets where we actually need some recovery time. So, but we won't do all 6 minutes. We'll do like, 3 minutes on the back, and then we'll do the weight, and then we'll do 3 minutes on the belly. Do it that way. Let's see. Anton said, "How are you? Can you give me some advice on how to run fast, long distances and with high speed? Maybe you have special approach to this, breathing, preparation." Man, that's a big question. I got articles written on that. In fact, I even have a book written on it. Um, there's a special ops running program that I created a while back ago. It's just an ebook form. It's pretty short, pretty to the point, but it's a big program. I mean, it's like at least 36 weeks long, maybe longer. I can't remember. Haven't looked at it in a while. Yeah, and Big Fish says do Tabatas, 40 miles fast per week. Whew, yeah, that's a lot. Um, Tabatas are pretty good though. I like those. Tabata intervals are like 20 seconds fast, 10 seconds slow, but you can pick how you want to do it. Sometimes I'll do 1 minute fast, 1 minute slow. So it's just fast intervals are a great way to do it. Running hills, running sand, beaches, things that make running harder. Have a sprint day, have a hill day, have a goal pace day, have a long, slow distance day. And that's what you'll find in some of the running programs I have. In fact, if you do a Google search called Running Plan to Get You To and Through Selection, this one's only 20 miles a week, but you can add to it really easily if it's below your total mileage. But yeah, check out that article I just put in the comment section over here on YouTube. Really protect your knees always and shins. That will delay you big time tripping over training. Yep. Massage guns are now $20 on Amazon. Damn. Must be a Chinese option. If you say they're good, I'll take your word for it. But I have that hyper ice hypervolt Theragun that was not cheap. What are your thoughts on neck strengthening for injury prevention? We just mentioned that. In fact, I want you to Google a term called 6 minute necks. Stu Smith. See what pops up. Build neck strength for running boats. How about that? It's an article. Forgot about that. So yeah, wrote an article on it too. So check it out. So I'll put the comment section over here on comment section over here on YouTube. I'll put this in here too. You can check this out. Let's see. All right. Any more questions? Yes, Scout Sniper Platoon is going away, but they still have conventional Scout platoons, but they just call them Sniper platoons. My buddy is there at 1.5, CTM instructor when he's not with them. Cool. All right. Yeah. Thanks for confirming that, gentlemen. Do you know if there's a preferred sleeping position to keep hips, shoulders healthy and avoid morning tightness? Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. I tend to sleep on my side versus my back, but I will change sides probably a couple times at night. Um, you know, I don't know. I'm sure you can Google it. There's sleep professionals that definitely have that answer. And there's certain pillows that also are helpful as well. That help you. Like you can put your arm in this hole of a pillow and then kind of come over, have a pillow between your knees. Those type of things I've seen to be very helpful. Chinese spy gun, spy massage gun. That's a good one. Um, hey, what's the best way to structure a weekly swimming routine? We do it this way. It's pretty simple. If it's an upper body day, we'll swim for without fins for speed and endurance. So we'll do workouts like the 50-50, 50 free, 50 CSS for 1,500 to 2,000 yards. And then on leg days, we'll swim with fins, which is pretty simple. Just swim with fins for, build up 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 yards. Um, and we do those on leg days, usually twice a week. So we're swimming. And then one day on mobility day, we'll do all the pool skills. So drown proofing, underwater swims, life saving, all of those get done on our mobility day. So that's the way we set it up. In fact, if you follow any of these programs, that's how you'll see them in that, whether it's Coast Guard rescue swimmers or Navy SEAL stuff or just preparing for any selection. That's what these are for. They're all meant to break down that swim workout into largely upper body day, lower body days, conditioning and pool skills and techniques. That's how you break up a swim week. When's your preferred time to use massage gun, before or after workouts? I usually do it on mobility days and at the end of the day. So when my dog goes outside, I'll turn on my massage gun because he yells at me whenever the vibration's going on. He doesn't like that frequency, I guess. Or I take it outside and use it. But I'll do it at the end of the day. Hyper Ice is the best one you can buy. Some guys have those, but most everyone has a China brand. Yep, that's the way it works. If it's not a secret, when you joined the Navy, did you have to get a waiver for any medical issues? Were you completely healthy when you joined the Navy? I had to get a waiver, or I can't remember what it was. They had to look at other medical records because I broke my leg when I was 12 years old. Um, so that was really the only thing that held me back. No medications, nothing like that. So I would say yes. I was pretty healthy, no issues other than they just had to make sure I didn't have surgery or, my leg fully healed. No growth plate destruction. When you're 12 years old, that's an issue. Things like that. Giuseppe says, love jujitsu, but I keep getting hurt and it's negatively impacting my training. That's why I tell people don't do it. Do you have any advice on how to balance training and BJJ so they complement each other? Well, here's the deal. If you're preparing for a selection, I would say don't do it if you're getting hurt because it's going to ruin your preparation for military special ops selections. If you're just doing it to add it to your life, you just got to get smarter with it, right? Maybe not, go against dudes that are less experienced than you. That's usually where most people get hurt. Just get an over aggressive guy that doesn't know what he's doing. He pushes too hard, and next thing you know, you got a sore wrist and elbow, ankle. But be smart about it. Use your training days. Maybe make a couple days a week you do BJJ and you don't do anything else that day. That's all you do, and then the other 5 days of the week you can Do series of mobility days. You can do cardio and lift and all that stuff. Just put it in a weekly schedule that makes sense with your recovery. Warm up really well. That's very important. Sometimes I would say to this, I do a mobility day before I do like yoga workouts. So I'll do like 30 minutes of 5 minutes of bike, 5 minutes of stretching, foam rolling, 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off for 30 minutes of that. Then I go do something a little more challenging, like going out to the track and doing sprinting, just to warm up a little bit more. Sometimes that will help you. And then after it, make sure you're cooling down and stretching on the back end. That seems like the most logical option. All right, last one, and I got to go. Got another podcast coming up. Thoughts on body mass for selection. I'm 165, 5'11, 10% body fat. That's up from 145. Well, that's good. A couple of years of lifting. Now I'm specifically for PJ selection. 10% body fat's pretty lean. I don't think you need to be that lean. You could probably put on a little more mass, and as long as it doesn't interfere with like obstacle courses and running and calisthenics, it might keep you a little warmer when you're wet and scuba diving. And if you're doing a winter dive class in Panama City, um, or wherever you do your dive school, um, I think you guys go to Panama City. I could be wrong. It's cold, so you want to have a little bit of meat on your bones for sure. Are there limiting factors? There's limiting factors for everything. Like you can be too big and it's a limiting factor. Or you can be too small, it's a limiting factor. If you're doing load bearing, being small sucks, right? But if you're doing obstacle courses, being small is awesome. Um, you're running and doing calisthenics, being small is great. But you're under a boat, under a log, under a ruck, fireman carrying somebody bigger than you, being small sucks. So everybody has, a weakness, that a situational weakness that they have to deal with. And usually that is just getting tougher is going to be the answer, right? You can't get bigger, you can't get faster, can't get stronger, right? At some point, all you can do is get tougher. In fact, I usually give that speech to people who are about to go through Hell Week or going through a screener selection uh, weekend, because they've done everything they could to get to that point. Now it's just the one thing you can do is just get a little tougher. When it sucks, you just get a little tougher. And a lot of people have fallen back on that. They've said they heard me say that when they were falling behind, and they said, "Fuck, gotta go." Right? So it is helpful. But being 5'11", 165 is not bad. I will tell you this: I'm 5'11 ish, 6 feet on a good day. I was 195, so I was in that point where I'm a little bit bigger than you. Running wasn't especially slow for me, but it wasn't fast. Obstacle courses, for some reason, I could do really well in them. Had it been a little bit lighter, probably done a little bit better. But it's kind of a yin and yang on the perfect body height and weight. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna have to go get that done. I like that. I'm glad you guys liked that one. Cool. Hey, man, if you guys haven't seen my webpage, stewsmithfitness.com, go check it out. Tons of articles on there. I try to share them on this show, but if you got a question, Google it, put my name in it. You might find that article already done because I've been doing this for over 20 years. So check that out. If you're still around, you want to get programs that are specifically designed for what you're trying to do. Check out stewsmithfitness.com. Use the live15 coupon code. Save yourself 15%. And I appreciate you listening. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some CSS critiques as well as take more questions. So if I didn't answer your question, bring it tomorrow or cut and paste it and put it in an email to stu@stusmith.com and I will get on it. So I appreciate you guys listening, and I will see you guys tomorrow.